isn't that interesting that now off bug spray is the official partner?
Well, I'm a believer in insect repellent, believe me, especially with DEET, especially with mosquitoes, but I think it's sending the wrong message here. I don't think that Zika is going to take over the Olympics. I'm more concerned about the sewage that's in the harbor, about the lack of medications in the hospitals in the region. Those are big issues. And I think fear has really taken over here. I'm not saying Zika is not an issue. You know, we've had over 100,000 cases so far in Brazil. That's a lot. Maybe 5,000 cases of microcephaly that are associated with it. That is a lot. You certainly don't want to have a child with that. But of course, women are in control of when they get pregnant. They don't have to get pregnant when they're down there for the Olympics. You can wait 2 to 3 months afterwards. If you're a man, you can wait 6 months thinking it may be in your semen. This is scientific. There's a lot of answers we don't have yet about Zika, Maria, and that's the reason that everybody is panicked. If you don't know the answer, you think it's going to happen.
Will the off spray ward off mosquitoes?
Absolutely.
So it works. You think it would work?
It works. I mean, not 100%. Unfortunately,
that's the problem. It's like you can spray yourself with bug spray tip to toe, and you can still get bit by a mosquito.
Well, that's what I just asked.
But so what? Even if you got Zika, you know, God forbid you got it, we're talking about 20% of the time you don't get sick at all. 80% of the time it's a mild virus, with a small amount of flu-like symptoms. The key here is mosquito control, and never have been able to do mosquito control down in Brazil effectively because it's such a poor economy. Everyone is worried about it coming here to the United States. We do a much better job at mosquito control here. It is not going to have a sustained epidemic in our southern states.
But there are predictions of it coming here to the United States next year, in the next couple of years, and then if that's the case, would you recommend people just hold off on getting pregnant? This is what's frightening, is that there are women out there.
It's already here. It's already landed ashore.
It's just not spreading mosquito to people to mosquito here. The mosquitoes here don't have it. There's not enough of them. Right. And no, I would never tell people to put off getting pregnant in an area where it's not endemic. Right. The United States, I don't think is going to have that kind of a problem. If you're pregnant or want to get pregnant, don't travel to Brazil. But
also talk to your partner about where they've been, because it can be passed, it can be sexually transmitted. And I think that's the issue that people are having, is that you may not travel somewhere, but it does transmit. And I think that's why there's a lot of worries.
2 points on that. One, it's much less likely to be sexually transmitted than by mosquito. I'm not waving that off, but the mosquito is the main thing. And the second thing I want to say here is, if you're an athlete that is not going to the Olympics because of this, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Athletes are role models for our youth, and to give in to the fear of this is ridiculous. Now, if you're a pregnant woman athlete, don't go. If you're a woman that is about to get pregnant, don't go. But we don't need to be sending fear messages. I think the Olympics are a time for courage, standing up for your country, athletic competition.
They have every right to say, look, this is a real problem, and I don't want to go. I don't want another gold.
Well, I think they're wrong. You're right, they could say that, but I think if you train for years to compete for a gold, Maria, I just don't think you should be giving in to the fear of something, a tiny mosquito, and the chances of it getting you are very small.
And how long, so let's say you're an athlete and you go and you get bitten by a mosquito that's carrying this virus. You recommend waiting 3 months, 6 months, a year to get pregnant?
So here's the science on this. It's not completely known. I think if you're a man,
that's the fear. That's where the fear comes from.
If you're a man, you should wait 6 months before trying to get anybody pregnant. If you're a woman, it lasts in the blood less long. It's probably 2 months. I think 2 to 3 months. You know, and you can be tested. So if you're a woman that wants to get pregnant and you've gone down to Brazil or affected area, get tested. If you haven't had it, or even if you have it, you probably clear it within 2 to 3 months. We're not talking years here.
There are enough unknowns, though, that people are afraid. So to your point, if they don't want to go, don't go.
Yeah.
That's my reaction.
That's how I feel, too. Yeah. But I understand your point, too. You're representing America. You know, this is what you do. I understand it, but if they're afraid, they should not go.
I'm more afraid of the water and the lack of medication there. And
how about the crime?
Yeah.
How about the people getting robbed and beaten up? And athletes getting robbed. Paralympic athletes.
Exactly.
They're targets.
Their president's impeached. What a mess.
Yeah.
That's
true. Dr. Marc Siegel,
thank you.
Thank you so much.